The first anniversary meeting of the movement Citizens for a Secure Sri Lanka was held in Colombo today. Let's take a look at some of the views that were expressed at this meeting.
We have to have the spirit of togetherness which we can have if we understand each other's cultures. We have to have an awareness of our rights. We have to think of ourselves as one human family. We have to think of ourselves as governed by one universal law, forget our private differences and do what is good, not only in the interests of ourselves, but in the interests of our children and our children's children.
It's finally said in Article 3 of the Constitution that the sovereign power of Sri Lanka is in the citizen, it is inalienable, and it is only given in trust for the service of the Republic. But then when we actually see how it is affected on the road, it appears to us that those who we have given our sovereign power to, whether they be legislative, executive or judicial, it appears to us that we are the servants and they have become the repositories of the power. So this is why we thought that we must somehow get this education to the public that we are the powerful, not what appears to be.
On tonight's Words of Wisdom segment, we looked at the thoughts of the great Indian independence hero and pioneer of the Satyagraha, Mahatma Gandhi, on the subject of anger and intolerance.
Anger and intolerance are the enemies of correct understanding. Mahatma Gandhi.
Parliamentarian Sunil Handunith, he says that the statement made by MP Arundika Fernando to the Homagama Magistrates Court to the effect that he had told Fernando that Prageet Ekneligoda is in Belgium is completely false. Issuing a statement, MP Handunith, he says that Arundika Fernando had used his name to affirm a falsehood stated by him.
Handuneth says that owing to the failure to have this lie affirmed by a journalist that Fernando had previously known in France, Fernando is now attempting to use his name to do so. Parliamentarian Handuneth points out that there is not an effort being made by Parliamentarian Arundika Fernando alone. The statement reads that this incident shows the levels that the government is prepared to stoop to when it comes to abductions, disappearances and murder. Handuneth says that this effort to evade responsibility that is being borne by the government is lower than the original act. Parliamentarian Sunil Handuneth notes in his statement that through putting forward such irresponsible jokers to slip away from allegations, what the government is doing is belittling the country and the people before the international community. A statue of the founder and the first Vice-Chancellor of the Sri Jayawardhanapura University, the Most Venerable Velavitiya Sri Soraratana Thera, was unveiled at the university premises today by President Mahinda Rajapaksa.
The statue was erected to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the passing away of the Most Venerable Velavitiya Sri Soraratana Thera. The statue was constructed with a private donation made by Senior Professor of the Department of Sinhala at the University, Sunil Aryaratna.
Staying in local news, prisoners are to be employed to engage in cleaning activities in the roads of the city of Colombo. The pilot project commenced today. Prisons Commissioner General Chandraratna Pallegama said that they hope to implement this program on a directive issued by the Defence Secretary. He said that the project was initiated today with the joint effort of the Colombo Municipal Council, the police and the environmental unit. The Prisons Commissioner General said that the officials who supervise these prisoners will be under special evaluation.
Up next is Action TV.
All Although the Part 1 question paper of the end-of-term mathematics examination for grade 10 and 11 students of schools in the North Central Province was to be handed to students at 7:30 this morning, the heads of schools in the Anuradhapura Education Zone who were meant to come to the Zonal Education Office and collect the question papers were asked to come to the office at 8 a.m. instead. These heads of schools followed the instructions issued to them to the letter, and when the examination finally commenced, it was past 8:30 a.m. The North Central Provincial Education Ministry had handed over the contract to print the question papers for the end-of-term examination to the State Printing Corporation this time around. Although the Mathematics Part 1 question papers that were given to students in the Polonnaruwa district this morning were not printed on a Duvilo machine, they were a lot less clearer than the Part 2 Mathematics question papers. It could be that the Provincial Ministry of Education entrusted the printing of these question papers to the state printing presses in spite of having a printing press of their own in order to provide high-quality question papers to the students. In 2008, these presses were used during the second term of school for the printing of election propaganda material in the guise of printing end-of-term examination question papers. The printing of the propaganda material would have cost 9.7 million rupees of public funds, but following the intervention of teachers' unions and the Bribery Commission, a payment of 4.5 million rupees was halted. Given the farce that has unveiled over the past 3 days with regard to this end-of-term examination, shouldn't investigations be held to determine if the same play that was acted out in 2008 is being repeated in the guise of entrusting the printing of question papers to the state printing presses? Chief Secretary of the North Central Province, this one is over to you.
Newsfirst U reporter MZ Shah Jahan from Negombo filed this report on a ruptured water main in the area.
Water is being wasted through the failure to repair this ruptured pipeline near the Kovil on Taladua Road in Negombo, which has been in this state for several years. The public requests that authorities take steps to immediately repair this pipeline.
Newsfirst U reporter MZ Shah Jahan, Negombo City.
Nadika Lakmali set a national record in the women's javelin throw today after clearing a distance of 60.64 meters. She established this feat at the Army Volunteer Force athletic meet at the Sugitadasa Stadium in Colombo.
I am very happy I managed to improve on the 60.16 meters by clearing a distance of 60.64 meters. The reason for this achievement is training and dedication towards the sport. I stay at my sister's place as it is easier for my training schedule. I represented Sri Lanka at the Beijing Games in 2008. However, I did not have a sponsor. I am continuing my career in the field without any private sponsorship.
Dinesh Chandimal has been named as captain of the Sri Lanka team for the upcoming first and second one-day international against South Africa. Lahil Thirimana has been named as vice-captain. The appointments were confirmed by Sri Lanka Cricket today. Meanwhile, South Africa beat the Sri Lanka Cricket Board President's 11 team by 73 runs in their practice match played at the Colts Cricket Club grounds in Colombo today.
Winning the toss and batting first, South Africa posted 271 runs for the loss of 6 wickets in their allotted 50 overs. JP Dumini top scored for the Proteas with 92 runs, while Alvaro Peterson made 43, with skipper A.B. de Villiers and Francois du Plessis contributing 40 runs each. Dhammika Prasad and Thisara Pereira bagged 2 wickets each for the hosts. Chasing 272 for victory, the Sri Lanka Cricket Board President's 11 team were bowled out for 198 runs in 44.5 overs. Angelo Pereira made 46 runs, while Jahan Mubarak scored 42 for Sri Lanka. Chris Morris and Robin Peterson bagged 3 wickets each for the visitors.
Sports First, brought to you by Black Knight, it's your move.
And that's a look at your primetime news bulletin for tonight. Thanks a lot for joining us. I'm Shane Silva.
And I'm Nicola D'Souza. Have a good night.
Hotline 0114-896-896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.